Hey, welcome back to another episode of Blue Ridge Bonfire, hosted by Blue Ridge Overland Gear, the makers, purveyors, crafters, and slingers of fine nylon gear.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's an intro that we should keep.
yeah.
We
We
should
should
be
get that
using
on
that,
shirts
I was gonna say put that on a shirt.
or
though.
neck tats, one of the two.
That's
That'd be really small font though.
Probably not.
Purveyors is pretty long.
Pretty big word.
Yeah.
For
Hey,
sure.
we're gonna talk about a little bit of event stuff, and then we did this about this time last year about kind of what you can expect new from Brog. We're kind of midstream in some new stuff. It's been a lot of like smaller things, but we got some big things coming.
Big things coming.
A bag for your whole truck.
A bag of that would be a cover, wouldn't it?
yeah.
No.
No, we're not doing that.
No,
I mean, a cover would be a cover, but if you made a bag,
You drive
it'd
into
be a
it.
bag.
Yeah.
We did that on a video with a little car. and
Oh, like a
trash bag.
like a Metro, right, or
Yeah,
something.
Geo-Metro.
Yeah, I remember
Drove
that
into a trash bag.
on an old YouTube video. Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah. So I'm gonna kick the table.
We should find that video. That was pretty good.
Yeah, was it like the launch of the regular tire bag, maybe,
The large.
or the large?
the
Oh,
big one.
XL. Okay, yeah. So yeah, first off, we are kind of like in full swing now. We got some ads going. Folks buying tickets, stuff like that for the Outdoor Venture Rendezvous. So this is kind of a new event that we have morphed our well-known, well-loved Overland Flea Market into with some other stuff.
Yeah. So we're hoping to make basically we were trying to up the game on the flea market a little bit and make it a little more exciting and a little more, a little more conducive to family stuff and things like that.
Yeah. If you've got people in your family unit that don't want to go look at used gear,
Right.
there will be things at this one for them to enjoy.
Yeah. All kinds of
Yeah.
things.
Smelly rooftop tents is not the main draw.
Right.
So yeah, the Outdoor Venture Rendezvous is happening approximately at Matt's house, November 16th.
Close to my house. Yeah.
Yeah. The front of the property. We've got some options for some different tickets on the site, but essentially you can camp Saturday on site, and there's going to be an option to just get the day pass, just sell, or you can get it all access, which allows you to camp, take part in the corn maze.
Festivities.
Yeah. And all the other stuff.
Yeah. So we have like a 2.7 mile corn maze on across 8 acres and we have a small one for kids.
Yeah.
Like a half mile. A small one for kids. So there'll be lots of stuff, more stuff to do than what we've had at other events. So we kind of tied it in with the corn maze, and
They got yard games like
all kinds of stuff. Yeah.
cornhole and giant tic-tac-toe with pumpkins and axe throwing that's child safe. It's
Child safe axe throwing. Yeah.
kind of like Velcro-y axes. There's a petting zoo.
There's some
there's
stuff.
been some like
some
sheep and
critters
chickens
there.
and rabbits and
stuff like that.
pumpkins to
if you
take
need
home.
a rabbit, let us know. We'll for sure be able to supply you with one of those.
Yeah,
to
they're
take home.
breeding like exactly
Rabbits,
like they're
yeah.
biologically designed to breed. So there's rabbits surplus.
There's a slight surplus of rabbits at the moment. Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So we're gonna do
Yeah.
that, and Logan's like talking about playing some music on Saturday night. So
Yeah.
we're gonna have sort of almost a band, but not really. It'll be a guy.
Atmospheric, maybe like around the fire.
If I'm a band, then you will have one.
Yeah, that's all right. Okay, good. We're gonna have a band.
How very
live music. That's
philosophical.
what we should say.
Yeah.
Live music.
Yeah.
So that's going to be fun. So there's a lot of stuff going on, I think, at this that we certainly haven't done before. We're trying to up our game a little bit. And
Yeah, and one thing I want to like kind of delineate, I guess our listeners here may already realize this, but like it's not just for bumpers and tires and roof
No.
racks, like a little bit of everything. We had a guy, one or two, that came and brought like a lot of great like high end outdoor apparel, like a
yeah, and backpacks show up and all kinds of
furniture
stuff.
and
Yeah.
stoves and
anything camping related kind of shows up there. So there'll be, everything from Pelican cases to you name it has been there and been for sale, to solar stuff, to battery powered stuff, to batteries. I actually bought straight batteries out of a truck one time.
Yeah.
That a guy had switched out for very fancy AGM batteries. And,
Yeah.
And
like
I
wild
I
deals.
bought his factory batteries, which was a great deal for me
Nice.
because I used them in the truck for a long time.
Yeah. I was gonna say there's some like wild deals. Like the guy that was there with like his brother and cousin in an LX 470 or whatever and took home like
Every awning.
like 6 awnings strapped on the top of this SUV.
Yeah, bought every awning in the place and went home.
Yeah, and we were like, what are you doing? And he's like, oh, well, I'm building out this truck, and he's building out a truck, and our dad has a trailer, and then this is our cousin who doesn't have a truck yet, but he wanted to get an awning.
Right,
All
'cause
the
he's
cool
going
kids are
to.
doing
Right,
it. Yeah,
right,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so there was like a ARB, a couple of CVTs. Like this dude had awnings galore, like
Yeah.
stacked like cordwood on top of that thing.
There's normally fridges for sale and
Yeah.
like I said, power supply stuff and solar stuff and stoves and you name it. Anything you would need, because it's mostly people that have either are upgrading or have
Yeah.
changed vehicles out. So they've changed setups. So they're bringing kind of
Yeah.
all their gear from their last vehicle to sell. So, I mean, there's a lot of neat stuff there. I mean, historically, it's been strictly for me to purchase used gear.
Yeah,
That's why we started doing it.
If
really,
you have
is
any
'cause-
X-Ped sleeping pads to sell,
yeah, no,
you can
no.
just go ahead and message us, and Matt will send you an offer because
Yeah.
Matt essentially walks through first thing and buys every X-Ped sleeping pad.
I may be at capacity at the moment, but if you have one, certainly don't be bashful about it.
I would love to have one, but like it's actually in my contract. I'm not allowed to purchase any X-Peds before Matt does. So
in my
Has
contract.
to give him first
Mhm.
refusal.
that's why you got to read your terms and conditions, guys. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just quick to scoop those up. That's all.
Yeah. He has a stack of them at home. I mean, like deflated, they still qualify as a stack. Yeah, I actually think I'm going to sell an awning that I bought at a flea market and I have not used. Like it's just traveling flea market to flea market.
That's funny.
Yeah, we started a pile in the basement. Got that awning. I think we got like a geyser shower, some camp chairs, a metal detector. We were gifted 2 identical metal detectors, so like
It's probably only need one.
Yeah, it's hard to use them both. You know,
Oh,
yeah.
you and Brandy could go on a metal detector date. and,
search grid. Yeah. But the problem is, when you're both wearing headphones, you don't really talk.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, yeah, you're just adjacent metal detecting.
Adjacent metal detecting
Yeah.
adjacent. Yeah.
Yeah, we got a pile of stuff. I found a bunch of like roof rack accessories from like Yakima stuff that was like 2 vehicles ago. Was like, why do I have this?
Yeah, I have a pile of stuff, and since it's close to the house, maybe I'll actually get it there because
Yeah.
normally my stuff doesn't make it.
Yeah.
But
And we'll have seconds, prototypes, whoopsies.
lots of prototypes in seconds. We should have a bunch of stuff
Yeah.
like that. So it really, 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 really good.
Don't make us
prices.
take them back to the shop prices.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah. So that's coming up November 16th. By the time this episode comes out, it'll be a couple weeks. So hop on our site, take a look at what all's going on. The Corn Maze is truly impressive. Like,
Yeah, it's like D-Day theme. So there's a whole picture cut out into it. Again,
Yeah.
you can see that on the site too, where
yeah.
you can check that out. So there's stuff for everybody to do. So it's a little less. Like I
we're
said,
gonna
just
have,
wandering around looking at camping gear.
Matt Cyber, this is
Blacksmith?
a good
Yep.
good transition here. He was at Rooftop Tent Rally demoing some blacksmithing stuff, and he was like, "I'm coming to the Outdoor Adventure Rendezvous. Do you want me to do it there?" We're like, "Yeah, of course."
Yeah. So
We bought some like cast iron like wall hangers for like planters or whatever you want to put on the wall. Yeah,
hopefully
from
it's
it.
cast iron, but yeah,
Yeah, no, just
should
iron.
be forged. Yeah.
Forged iron. Yeah, that's right.
Steel,
Yeah. And
He's casting it right there.
Yeah, that would be super impressive.
Yeah.
Not to say that you couldn't.
forged like plant hangers. Yeah, Brandy was excited to get those. And actually, he told me to make me a flint striker if I bring him some flint. He just started getting into making some strikers out of files. So yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So Rooftop Tent Rally was a couple weeks ago. James River State Park. I just saw Ranger Fury Saturday because I didn't actually have room for our pop top, so I went back up and got it. That was a fun event as always.
Yeah.
Shout out Jimmy Hyman and crew for keeping me fed all weekend. Josh Carter, Goby Recon, at one point got in my fridge and literally came back around the truck and was like, "That is the fridge of a man that has no plans to feed himself this weekend." There was 6-pack of beer, 12-pack of LaCroix, some salami, some cheese, and my deodorant. I think that was all that was in the fridge.
I mean, the key is you would have survived the weekend.
Right.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to die.
Right. But
I never even touched the salami.
yeah,
Quinn, couple of Overlands, they cracked out their, who makes their pizza oven? It's not
is that a Solo?
it's a Solo stove. Yeah.
Solo. Yeah, I've looked at those before and was like, I really want to own one of them.
Pizza. Yeah, he cracked us out some pizza. Jimmy had some like pork tenderloin. There was some steak.
It's always a food fest there.
Our other buddy Matt, I was just standing there on Saturday, and Pork Chop Express on Instagram. Got to give Matt a shout out. Venison chili mac. He just like appeared with it. It was like, here you go. That was my appetizer for Saturday night dinner.
Yeah, that's a win for sure.
Yeah. So thanks everybody that kept me fed. Yeah. All I had to worry about was hydration and dehydration. So
stick to the important things and roll on.
Mm-hmm. No, it was a good time. Out down there with Gobi Recon and Jason from MSO. We're camping nearby too.
Staten came.
Yeah, Staten came down and was hanging out. Oh yeah, we had Jim come up from Georgia.
Yeah,
hadn't seen Jim in a while. We got a walk around of his Grenadier, which is the Grenadiers are cool, but Jim has like found all the really cool crap to put on it first.
Yeah, he's the winner.
Yeah,
he's the winner.
Logan shot here at the shop a walk around of that, and he has some really cool stuff on his Grenadier. And
a bunch of like first run stuff out of England and and things like that are
like the most packable awning I've ever seen.
Yeah, he's got a lot of neat stuff, a lot of well thought out.
That'll be coming out pretty soon, right? That walk around?
Yeah, probably next week.
Next week, or yes, I was thinking next week or the next. Yeah. And then, of course, you saw Chad was on the last episode of the podcast. He was up for Rooftop Tent Rally. Trey Cash, who's about an hour from us.
Yeah.
We got to hang out with Trey. He came down Friday night or Saturday night in camp. Him and Jim and Chad hung out like real late with us. He had his Discovery 5-door there. But dude has like, in terms of just like putting down miles, like and like searching out every little track and trail around this part of the country. He's got to
from here to Florida.
Yeah, he's got to be up here. And I mean, he's traveled all over, but like
West Virginia to Florida, he's mapped every piece of gravel road I think in existence.
Yeah. It's just like he is really thorough about like always hitting up something new. So yeah. So So Rooftop Tent Rally, we're kind of mid events now, and then we'll wrap it up with Outdoor Adventure Rendezvous. Like I said, stuff's on the site, but it's literally, where are we? Over the highway from the store here.
For those of you that can't see,
Rick
is pointing north.
For those of you that aren't watching it, just use your imagination. That's like old timey radio shows.
Right. Just over the hill.
Yeah. Should I add sound effects to make,
I don't know what the over the hill sound effect is.
Me either. I think about it. Don't know how you.
No good sound effects.
Speaking of sound effects, let's take a segue. Yesterday, Logan and I created what may be one of my favorite pieces of video content in recent brog history.
It's certainly
going live yesterday.
Yeah, the Beard Tamer limited run just opened up yesterday when this podcast comes out, and we shoot a lot of product video, and maybe it was like, I don't know if it was like
divine intervention.
No, I mean, I did huff a lot more paint this weekend than I normally do. It's important when you paint your bathroom and you don't want your dogs to come in while you're painting to not unhook the exhaust fan. I figured that out now. I told Brandy, I was in there, I was like, man, my head really hurts. Do I need to drink more water? Do I need more caffeine? Yeah.
You need more oxygen.
I've been in this small space with this like heavy duty paint for a while. Maybe I just need air. But it did. It hit me. I was like, oh, I have an idea. We're going to have fun with this one. Yeah. So.
Yeah. It was definitely one of the dumber ones that I've done. Yeah.
Genius.
As far as the genius goes, yes.
Yeah. Speaking of beard tamers.
New gear. So we've had a lot of new stuff.
Bug spray pouch.
Yep. Scissors.
The scissor pouch, yeah.
Scissor pouch,
yeah. The trauma shears.
The bug spray pouch is pretty slick. I've been using that for a really long time and had a bunch of people ask for it. And
no, they
just finally built it.
Yeah, no, it's we sold quite a few at Rooftop Tent Rally where people are like, I never really thought about that. But
bug spray and sunscreen, man, it's a handy way to.
Or like Jimmy said, Pam, you can keep your cooking spray handy.
Yeah, that's true. If you need your cooking spray handy, yes. Any aerosol can sort of in that 2.5-inch size range. It fits. I think it's probably 10 inches tall or something.
I feel like we've had others. Like I'm trying to think of where we're at. Oh well, we brought the Cheez-It carrier back, the Snactical carrier.
Yep. Snack carrier came back. The Beard Tamer goes out yesterday.
Yeah.
If you're hearing this, we've got a new EDC pouch, like an even bigger EDC kind of organizer.
Yeah. Kind of bum bag XL sized, but the form factor of the EDC pouch. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so clamshells, that's coming out in 2 weeks or next week.
I guess I don't think about, like, we've been on this run for a while. Like, the Transit returned. the chest rig made its debut.
Tressman. Oh yeah, and then the double pouch, the double sided travel.
Oh yeah,
travel pouch that we just released that last week.
Yeah, the 10x10 where you've got a 4-inch deep packing cube on one side, 2-inch on the other. Yeah,
rain gear. I mean, we build it from rain gear basically, so you can put wet stuff in it and keep it separated and things like that, and have a puffy jacket on one side.
I actually think I'm gonna toss one in for one of my tote bags as like the weekend clothes, because shirts and pants on one side, underwear, miscellaneous on the other side, and then you have one packing cube for a weekend. So
I use it, like I said, I keep a puffy jacket in it, and then I keep rain gear on one side and a puffy jacket and socks and gloves. And that just lives in the truck all the time, and that's kind of what I've been using for probably close to a year.
Yeah,
like that. And then we're bringing back a 4x6 pouch. We haven't had that for years and years and years and years.
Yeah, like
a little 4x6 pouch is coming back. It's probably been 5 years since we built those.
That's what I was trying to think of. Like, I have some, but they're all the
so
really old
if you're an LT
stuff.
Wright fan, I don't know, but those guys buy them all the time or request to have them made special. But we're gonna
because it's essentially our medium Velcro, but 4x6.
Yeah, smaller.
It works really well if you've got like a field where you would normally have one of our 4x12s across the back of a seat back panel. They work really well.
Yeah, you can put an 8 and a 6 beside each other on a seat back panel, or 2 6s in a tool bag. And
I have one that just lives in because I have a console and then like a tray in the Colorado.
Yep.
I have one that just lives in the front because then I can still have access to my cigarette lighter plug-in. Yeah.
Your 12-volt outlet.
Yeah.
No more. There's no ashtrays, therefore it's not a cigarette lighter anymore.
No, I mean, you can. You just have to like pop the little cover off and then touch the wires. You can still light a cigarette with it.
Yeah.
I think if you took like the actual lighter piece from an old car, would it heat up in a modern car?
Oh, we should find out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have one in my in my S10. I actually I've lit camp stoves with that before.
Yeah. Did you have a door ashtray? An ashtray in the door?
No, it was just in the dash. Yeah.
Yeah, that's classy.
That is classy.
I will say, I think one of my favorite like older truck things is had a roommate in college that had an old Chevy, like a mid 90s maybe Silverado, and the cup holders like totally collapsed in the dash. So when you pulled them out, it almost made like a table like tray. And he had a very long drive to campus, and so he would literally bungee cord a portable DVD player, because that used to be a thing.
Yeah,
and had a 12-volt or cigarette lighter adapter for it. Would plug it in and would like listen to movies on his drive.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
With a like 8-inch bungee cord, just strapping it to the cup.
Also, there's a certain type of person that wants to listen to a movie, and that's not me. I'm not that person.
Yeah, you're not that guy.
I mean, this was very early podcast era, arguably, or maybe before, and I don't think he really had the capability to like run tunes through this thing any other way. So it's just like
this was just the way to do it.
Yeah.
So what else do we have new coming? So we got 4x6. We've got the big EDC. Is there anything else small we've got coming?
Small. I can think of a medium thing.
What's the medium thing?
We do. So I was just on the phone with Josh Carter. We've got some stuff coming out.
Some Josh Carter stuff coming.
Yeah, Josh Carter has come to us with a couple of ideas. One is the little furnace that's in a lot of the AluCab products, the stovepipe. We've got a little vinyl cover coming out for that. He more or less was like, sand and spiders keep getting in my truck. Please make this for me. And so we made one, and then he was instantly like, everybody else wants one. And then in an alternate universe, Blue Ridge Overland Gear makes a firewood carrier, and he somehow ended up with one. And
it's not for sure. It was never meant to be a firewood carrier. I just want to make
that's just what he uses.
That's just what he uses it for, because I have no recollection of ever making that, and there's obviously just one of them. But he's really excited.
He's browbeating us. He
is beating us up. So we're gonna figure out this firewood carrier thing that he has, and then the Thunderbox.
Oh yeah, the Thunderbox
bag is coming. That's another medium-ish size thing. Thunderbox bag is coming. These are all coming between now and the end of the year.
Yeah, and then the one I'm most excited about. Are you ready? For our audio listeners, Logan may have to do some of his excellent voiceover where he describes what I'm doing and showing.
I'll just describe as you pull it out. Explain what we got here.
So this is the very first Coyote Gotta Go bag from back in the day with Blue Ridge Overland Gear. I'm gonna hold it in front of
So
Logan.
it's got like a flip top, lots of Velcro on the front, buckles on the front.
Yeah, messenger bag style.
Yeah.
Cross molly on the sides.
Giant pocket on the sleeve.
On the front.
Yeah. Like Logan said, there is a surplus of molly on the sides. Lots of webbing. The back here, actually, so real quick, brief history. Met Matt in 2014. Was this product in the line then?
I don't know if like we were officially building them or not, but we had built a couple at that time, and we're
because I remember one of the first East or the second East, you had sold a ton of these in like black and gray.
Yeah.
And I more or less was like, I love that bag, but I want it in as much Coyote as you can make it. And like a month later, he posted on Instagram and was like, here you are, Rick Stowe, like the first Coyote Gotta Go bag. I've got a giant water bottle pouch. It takes up this whole side. There's a belt system like that goes behind here. There's some Velcro. And then there's also like a grab it, like a beaver tail for the front of this thing. But I have carried the heck out of it. Yeah, right now I've got Bum Bag XL.
The whole inside's lined with Velcro.
Yeah, like literally almost every part. Laptop sleeve, just got a camera pouch here. But yeah, this thing has been well loved, well used. There's a couple other ones floating around out there. Jason Speck was here at the shop from MSO not that long ago.
He's got an early one too.
Yeah. Josh Carter, I think, has got a black one. But the Gotta Go bag is coming back because, Matt, you want to tell us why that left the product lineup?
Because it was too hard to make.
Yeah. Like there was like two people in the shop that could execute it with any kind of success, right?
Yeah, there was one. I mean, honestly, almost all of those were made by, the early ones were made by me. And then there was one kid who made all the rest of them for years.
Yeah.
Like that's all he did. He was actually a Liberty University student, and he would come in on the weekends and we would just have a pile of parts and he would just work his way through the parts.
Yeah.
And that's basically, I mean, he could make anything, but
there's just a lot of chances to screw up in that bag.
A lot of chances to screw up in that bag. Yeah.
And just to give you an idea of like the complexity of this back pocket is, lined with like a foam material. That's like the neoprene type foam.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like Logan was pointing out, so much molly. Just a lot of things have to line up.
Also, I'm a big fan of this handle.
The flat handle.
The flat handle that's tacked all the way across.
Yeah. No, this thing has some miles on it. I carried it a long time as a computer bag. For a while when I was on the course, it was my like harness and kind of like hardware bag because I always had my obviously my utility harness with me for the ropes course, and then had a bunch of specialized hardware. Like, yeah, it's held up well.
Yeah, no, they've.
I think it's like 2015. I went back and found that Instagram post once of like,
oh wow,
yeah.
So almost 10 years.
Yeah,
almost 10 years. We haven't probably made them in 4 or 5.
Oh, it's been more than that.
Has it been more than that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, you're right.
Because we've been here
2
and change, 2.5 now, and it was several years before we moved up here that you were making them. Because there's like
that sounds right.
3 generations. There's this style. There's like a weird mid generation, and then at one point they had like a 2-inch strap, right, or something like that.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, where the strap was different. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the strap will be different on this one. This one will be the whole.
Yeah.
The whole design, it will look slightly different. Same size, same platform.
Yeah.
Same functionality. I was literally cutting parts this morning for the
tester.
Yeah, for another one, because we built, I don't know how many tester ones, but we've built a number of them, and we've got, I think we're down to pretty close.
Yeah.
So as far as can put it together, still has all the features we wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Fitting some of the features in is what's been hard, that to make it, reasonable to put together, that so it can go through production a little easier, and then still keeping all the features. So again, so you can mount water bottle pockets and stuff to the side of it. That sort of thing was one of the things we really wanted. So we've kind of came up with a system not long ago to make that work. And
I was going to say,
kind of excited.
I've used the beaver tail and the belt kind of interspersed. I fished out of it.
I think the beaver tail, I don't know what we'll do with that. It obviously you could put it on there, but I don't know that'll be.
Well, I was going to say, but the water bottle pocket for years, it just lived on the right side of that bag.
No, that's a handy piece. So there'll be an available water bottle pocket that'll work with it.
Yeah.
Would you say belt? I don't know if I have a waist belt. for it, making it like a 3-strap.
Mhm.
So it would carry a little more like a backpack.
Yeah, I actually used to use it on some bike rides. To if I was like biking somewhere to fish, would carry that and would have everything in there. And then the belt kept it from like
slinging
mid
around,
bike ride falling over.
Yeah.
Well,
Interesting.
yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see. We've got. I mean, that's a pretty easy feature to add or subtract from what we've got right now. So.
Yeah, no, this thing's got some miles. Like, I love the shoulder pad. It's a spacer mesh on the back. It has like a leather stiffener. And then going back to like they were hard to make, you have bound edges. There's a piece of Cordura there. There's a piece of 2-inch there, and then you have bar tacked 1-inch going down the middle. So
yeah, that one's pretty difficult. This one will have a padded leather shoulder strap, like some of our other ones that are we've kind of got together and have figured out and have come out pretty nice now.
Yeah.
So now that we've kind of got
maybe
a shoulder
some weird
strap
hardware we were discussing.
Maybe we'll see.
Some interesting hardware.
Yeah. Some of the newer stuff we've been using, some of the newer hardware. There's a few things that we've found that are going to make it easier to assemble and put together. And we find this is one we've been wanting to do and just haven't gotten quite there yet. So I would say we're 85%. At the moment, and hopefully by the time this launches, which again will be before the end of the year. So we're thinking early December.
We have no clue what we're doing in 2025. We just have a lot to do between now and then.
Hopefully recovering from all the things that we've come out with this time of year.
So Logan, you've hardly spoken during this one. So if you could just maybe give us like a 10 or 15 minute spiel about how you're excited about the EDC, because you had said like
the
EDC XL.
No, there's a new pouch. I don't know when that's happening, but it's
we're shooting next week, right?
I think it's next week.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a slightly larger version of the EDC pouch, basically, which is great for me because when I saw it, I was like, this is the only problem that I've had with the EDC pouch is I can't fit a notebook in it. I have like a little. Isn't it an A5, something like that?
Yeah, I was gonna say, it has a size designation. It's probably what, 5 by 7?
Maybe something like 6.
5 by 8s are pretty normal size.
Okay, maybe that's it. Yeah.
And that pouch is 9. Finished size is 9 by 6.5.
Yeah. All I know is I picked it up and I was like, I think I could fit all my cables and stuff, and also be able to slide my notebook in here. Which when I'm, especially like if I'm flying or something, it's like that's just what I take in the cab. I'll have a carry-on that might have to get checked at the side of the plane or whatever, and so it's nice to have that one thing you can take that's got like
all your stuff. Yeah. So that's coming in. I'm actually kind of excited. I've been using that one a lot. I've got 2 or 3 different versions I've been carrying for probably a year that we just now are getting to bringing to life.
One might think we're all willy-nilly, but our R&D is actually pretty deep.
I don't know if that's true or not, but some things happen really fast and some things just take a long time.
I mean, I've been fishing out of a sling bag that Matt made 5 years ago. I don't know. and I have some thoughts on how like that may be
we may bring that back.
That may be a spring 25. Yeah. The Bum Bag XL 2.0.
We'll have to call it something else, but yeah.
The Bum Bag XXL. Well, I think you have to be really careful with the number of X's that you put in a product title.
In trouble.
Yeah.
No. Let's not do that. Is what? I don't even know what you're carrying because I don't remember exactly what it is.
It's the one that had the removable back panel. Like the Velcro, the belt back is Velcro onto the back of the bag. It's like a sling bag. It kind of looks like the old. It kind of looks like the Transit, like the Velcro. There's like 4-inch Velcro or 6-inch that runs like kind of diagonal, corner to corner. Like you dumped it in the seconds bin. I was like, this is too cool.
It's a belt. The belt's separate. Like it's a whole belt. Padded. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. So you can actually interchange the back panel. You can actually interchange the panel.
Yeah.
So that we built that. Oh, that's right. Okay. So we built a belt system and then built 4 or 5 different bags that you could attach to that belt system, and that was one of the bags. That now makes sense to me.
I did learn that I think we need maybe some sort of like 2-stage Velcro because I chewed up a synthetic shirt on Saturday fishing with this thing.
Oh yeah.
There was some like hook Velcro exposed, and it chewed on a shirt pretty hard.
I think the flap. We're gonna do something at some point like the flap on a chest rig.
Yeah.
where it's like, you fold one over into the other. And
hides that hook a little better.
Yeah. It sandwiches two pieces of loop, basically a piece of loop sewn back to back, and sandwiches it between two pieces of hook. We're going to do something with that.
Yeah.
Because I think that's a pretty slick way to make something interchangeable.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a handy, going back to designed obsolescence, it would give you the ability to, if we came out with other bags, you could actually swap out the bags.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think too, with the Bum Bag XL, it works well in sling mode and waist mode, but like, again, with that type of back system, you could have some options to where you could actually sling it kind of underarm.
Yeah. No, that's,
this is a little bit bigger. It's probably between a chest pack and a Bum Bag XL.
Yeah.
Like volume wise.
Yeah. Yep.
So,
yeah, like I said, I think we made a number of different ones, different sizes.
Yeah.
I personally just like going through the seconds where, like, when we were at the Adventure X Fest with seconds, the random things that nobody knows what they are. Like, there's
random things I don't even know what
there was some blue bag. Do you remember the blue bag at Adventure X Fest? Blue. And everybody kept asking. It was like a sling, but it had the hardware where you can make it a single point attachment.
Oh, like the gas mask bags. This was pre me working here, but you and I were talking about like some of the cooler, older gas mask musset bags.
Yeah.
But everybody who came by was like, what is this? And I was like, I couldn't begin to tell you what it is or what I would use it for. Like, I
think that was literally just Matt found some cool hardware online.
I did. No, not even online. It's actually made by ITW, and they're called owl buckles.
Yeah.
And you can clip like 5 of them. You can clip 2 together, or you can separate them, and you can add a third. You can separate it and add a fourth. You can separate it and add a fifth. I think that's the way it works. It's really a kind of a cute little buckle.
Yeah.
And I played with that for a while and just never really found something that I was like.
It would be a really cool looking but ineffective 8-point harness for your car.
Right. Yes, that's kind of what it's based on.
Yeah.
Except it's all expandable as you go.
Yeah. It would take you 45 minutes to get out if you had.
It's one of those things that if you could get it in 2-inch or something. I don't know. Because it only works for 1-inch. So like shoulder straps and stuff aren't quite.
Yeah.
You have to do a lot of mess around to make the shoulder straps work right. Yeah. And we just never landed on anything, but I have a handful of those around still.
Yeah.
That I was actually looking at the other day, and
yeah, that is a cool piece of hardware. Yeah, I forgot about that. A bunch of people ask. Yeah,
but it is funny. It's just like no clue, like absolutely no idea what this is.
I mean, that goes back to pretty much if we have an idea, we build it.
Yeah.
Whatever that idea is, or if there's a neat piece of hardware, we'll build something kind of around that piece of hardware, like, taking like the Gas Max bag and going, oh, this would be really slick with this piece of hardware. Let's see what we can put together like that. Yeah. And that's been, that's always fun, but they don't always make it to daylight at that point. They just, they're just randomly put together. We should have an archive of some of that stuff somehow.
I kind of feel like the archive made us be my office of the house. Because there's I've got like the weird sling bag. I have
my problem is if I don't use it for a while, I just put it in the second.
The first Bum Bag XL. No, see that's no, I tend to get with that stuff. I'm like, I don't know. Yeah,
I'll never see another one of these.
Yeah.
No,
a unicorn.
I build it, use it for a little while, and I'm like, in the second spin it goes. Hence why we're not exactly sure what the this fire carrier looks like.
Yeah.
Or why it was made. That's the other.
Yeah.
That's the other thing.
We got to run to Trail Creepers. Forgot about that earlier. Those are coming out in a couple weeks. Trail
Creepers coming out soon. Yep. All kinds of fun stuff. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff that's happened or is happening here in the next, the last couple weeks and the next few weeks.
Getting into the holidays can be kind of wild.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully.
Logan and I are going to hunt Christmas trees for a fall photo or for a holiday photo shoot.
Yep.
Yeah, double up buck. We decided 10 gauge double up buck is the way to do that. That gives me a really good excuse to hunt down an old 10 gauge
or a whole lot of precision 22. Just
I'm 10 gauge double up buck. That's the problem is that's a tough gun to find. I mean,
and probably now at this point, like 10 gauge ammo is not exactly
almost impossible. I don't even know where you.
I cannot remember the last time I saw some on shelves. Like maybe at a gun show a few years ago. I
don't even know where you'd find it. I mean, I'm sure I could find it, but But we're not hunting Christmas trees. I promise. So those of you that are concerned,
they're not in season in this part of Virginia right now. Don't be absurd.
Don't be absurd.
Yeah. So that's kind of what we got going on event and gear wise.
Come to the Ore, 5 seconds. it's going to be all kinds of fun.
Yeah, and seriously, you can score some like wild deals, like fridges and awnings, like what you kind of think is big ticket items, usually go sub 50%, like less than 50% off. Like you get somebody like Patrick Dark when he moved from his Jeep to his truck, that guy practically gave stuff away. Like
so did Chad.
Yeah.
When he moved
that's right.
with the truck, that's where I got my batteries from.
Yeah,
I got like 2 brand new Ford batteries because he had just like pulled them out of the truck and
so he just got into a new rig.
Yeah. And I literally ran those in my Dodge for like 3 or 4 years. It was like the best buy. Yeah. Like the batteries went out in the Dodge, and I was like, I have prepared for this. I don't even have to go to the store.
In reserve. Yeah, no, you can find all kinds of stuff. Speaking of finding stuff, yesterday, Liz, Matt's wife, was here looking for a cardboard box. And she found a box on the porch of the shop, and there was a snorkel inside. So we're going to have a snorkel for sale for really cheap. What does the snorkel go to, Rick? You might be asking. I'm a few minutes on Google away from finding that out.
We have no idea.
Because there's no instructions, no label, no logo. But it's a snorkel.
Just a snorkel in a box.
The template's there. The hard. I mean, if you believe in yourself.
Yeah, I mean,
and your tolerance for tolerances is low.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah,
I'm going to start with second gen Tacoma. That was my first. Yeah.
If I were betting, I would have to say just the odds play Jeep, right?
Well, so looking at the fender, the way that it's made, like it's something that's relatively flat, but it's kind of got a long. And it's got to be something that there's like an unbranded snorkel made for, because it's not like a Safari or an AEV.
Yeah.
Like there's no branding on it.
I have no idea why that's here.
Yeah. But it'll be available at the 2024 Outdoor Adventure Rendezvous.
Yes.
For close to free 50.
Yeah. Just get it. It has all the hardware and all the parts.
Yeah, it's a full kit, except there's no information.
Yeah. Zero what this could have been for.
I'm going to take it out of the bag this afternoon and look it over for part numbers or something.
It's got to be something.
Right?
I have no idea. I mean, I didn't see anything that indicated what it was for.
Or if you see me out in the parking lot later today, just pressing it against the right
template,
the right fender of different things.
Everything we walk by.
Yeah. I mean,
with the Walmart parking lot, just holding the template up. Nope, not you. Nope, not you.
Yeah. There's an FJ80. There's my ZR2, your Prospector. Mark's got a second gen Taco out there. A couple of Mini Coopers.
Yeah.
Don't think it's for that.
Yeah.
I had to guess. It's not one of the minis.
It would look sick on the Crosstrek, though.
It would. It would look good on the Crosstrek. Yeah. I mean, and
it is
I've got
not,
a plasma cutter. We can make
it. Is not for the Crosstrek, though, because the little S piece, the air box and that thing's in the very front. So, yeah. Logan's going to score some deals. This will be his first overland flea market.
For something. I'll find something.
Oh, I mean, you said you guys were looking for a tent.
That's true.
Yeah. There'll be ground tents, rooftop tents.
Yeah, I probably have ground tents.
Oh yeah. I mean, I've got a decent ground tent, but yeah.
No.
I'm just saying.
You guys, I think you guys could totally go for a Gazelle, smaller one, or the T4.
Yeah.
I got one of those. You want to buy that? I'd sell that. Yeah. I think I loan it out more than I sleep in it.
Ours has kind of become our loaner tent, but they are handy. Yeah. So. Yeah.
I'll just borrow Rick's. I'll sell you mine.
There we go. Yeah. I'll sell mine to the shop, and then I can borrow it back when I need it.
Yeah.
We'll find something, I'm sure.
I'm sure.
There'll be something.
I'm sure. Well, we appreciate you staying with us this long. I don't know that we've got anything else exciting. For sure to like and subscribe.
And subscribe. Send it to your friends.
Yeah. Submit a review. That's supposed to be important. We forget to ask that a lot.
Yeah. Oh, hey, one last thing. Man, if you're hanging around to the very end, or maybe Logan will just cut this. We Friday have a absolutely huge giveaway going live with a whole bunch of brands. The good folks down at Simple Shot Slingshots in Asheville. First off, props to them, because they were very much in the part of the country affected by the hurricane. But they had this plan and they've got it going. They're the one that's kind of gathering all the stuff and disseminating information. But I think they said that the grand prize, not all the prizes, the grand prize is $2,500 worth of stuff. There's 16 brands involved: Georgia Bushcraft,
us,
LT, us, a lot of the crew, some other folks that you may not know. But we'll have that in a newsletter going out soon. We'll have it on social media. Simple Shot, yeah.
So you could win all your Christmas presents in one foul swoop.
Well, yeah, for sure. It's ridiculous. Like just the folder with all the photo assets, like all the prizes, because they wanted us to all have that for our own purposes. It's just like you just keep scrolling. Yeah, there's so much stuff. So yeah, we'll talk about that more. It goes live on Friday, November 1st. We'll talk about more on a future podcast. So
yeah. All right. Thanks, guys.